Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play series. I am MrEnvelope, and today we are starting things out over here in our above base area town. Yeah, I just wanted to show off this bridge that I made. There we go. I'm a pretty big fan of it. I kind of like how it came out. The one thing that's kind of leaving me um, unsure about it, I would say, is probably like the underside. Not really sure what to do here. Um, yeah, I'm not too good at bridges, but I tried. I like how it looks while you're like walking on it and stuff. Also, not a big fan of how narrow the walkway is right here, but I mean, it's fine. Um, but I think it came out pretty okay considering I haven't really built a good bridge. Not a big fan of that one. Not a big fan of the other little one that we have over there. Yeah, not a big fan of them. But this one actually came out pretty okay, so I'm happy with it. And I'm going to start working on the actual walkway over to our Iwata Memorial because that's something that should have been connected up over here a long time ago. I think I wanted to have like another sort of bridge. I was thinking something kind of like one that's at water level, but I feel like it's not deep enough to have something like that. But we'll see. But anyways, guys, we are in the new snapshot, so please pardon the framiness. I tried recording like a second ago, and it was just awful. And I also recorded a lot of this episode already, but I accidentally deleted it all, so whoops. But anyways, yeah, we're in the new snapshot, so all the terracotta blocks are here. We have all of the gravel blocks? Not gravel. Concrete powders and concrete blocks. Those are what we're going to be playing with today. Now, I'm going to kind of go over my opinions on these really quick. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I think it's an awesome idea. Don't get me wrong. I think they're great additions for builders and stuff, and they add like a whole new level of, I guess, building block types because of how different they are. But I don't see myself using them because I'm not the best builder. So yeah, I don't think these are going to be something I use too much. Why do I have all this crap on me? So by the way, last episode you might have noticed it. I had lost my bow that had mending and infinity on it, and I had to get a new bow. It was while I was working on the what's it called? The nether ring thingy, so we could fly to the guardian farm. So I got a new bow. It doesn't have mending on it, but it has infinity and flame and power and unbreaking. I named it Nebby because, you know, when you shoot the little arrows that go pew pew. So there you go. And then I've been doing some work. We'll see it in a minute. I ended up breaking my my pickaxe. My Silk Touch pickaxe, and it was called Sulk Toich. It was one of my favorite names. I don't know why. It's not creative, but I like how it sounded, so I was kind of sad to see that one go, but it's gone. It really made me sad. But I got a new one called Bolin. Do I have... I don't think I have sugarcane in the system. Anyways, let's go over here. This is where we're going to be spending our time. So, because of the new blocks out and everything, I thought it'd be fun to come up with an easy way to farm up the concrete blocks since they require the most work. You have to craft the powder, then you gotta get the powder wet by placing it in water or putting water on top of the blocks, and because there's like so many steps in it, I tried to come up with like some automatic system. I thought it would be cool to maybe make something that auto wets them as you like place them down or something. And, you know, just pushes them into like a giant block or something, kind of like how tree farms move logs and everything. So I came up with something in creative, and it works. I'm very happy. And after that, I also realized that there's like a way faster way to make concrete blocks, but we'll go over that later. So this is what I had been working on that made me lose my pickaxe. I started working on this quarry thingy, and I haven't done too much with like making it actually look too good, but I did do some of the work that I had originally wanted. This is kind of what made me stop working over here because I didn't want to spend a lot of time over here. But how it works now, instead of me just like falling down and dying, there's a tunnel here. And I was thinking like the reason why I wanted to get started on this is because I wanted to make the concrete farm, but we needed to have a spot for it, and I thought it would be perfect over here, but since it's so big and ugly, we should probably put it underground. So I thought this would be a good idea to put, or a good place to put like giant farms like that. I'm thinking we might put like a giant tree farm over here too, but like there's just a big old walkway that'll slowly take you down all the way to the very bottom. So we can go through it real quick. It's kind of all the same, but there's going to be lots of room and stuff for projects and everything. There's going to be open balconies like that to just look out. But the main point of this is to just take you down and maybe eventually have like some more farms and little carved out areas and such. But this is how it goes. Occasionally it'll take you to the outside, so you get to look at the giant mined quarry and everything. It's kind of cool. It's kind of pointless, but this is what I had wanted when I dug the quarry. That was like a really long time ago too. I like coming back to projects like this because I don't forget about them, but they kind of get pushed in the back, you know, like the back list of the projects and everything. But anyways, let's go ahead and put this door in here because I don't know why I have it. Let's go ahead and play with some of the concrete blocks. So we're going to make some brown powder because this is the one that I was actually planning to use as part of the dirt and stuff in here. So that's why I made a bunch of it. And a good thing we have that cocoa bean farm too. But let's go back to that giant room. I think it's over here. It should be over here. Yes. I also tried to make this room like kind of close to that entrance, so maybe if I jump down to the quarry, I can jump there. But it's also close to this entrance, kind of in a way. Now this is the room where we're going to be doing the giant farm dongle. Let's go ahead and put down this. We're going to need some redstone, and I guess I can grab today's episode. There should be some dust in here. Yeah, powder. I keep calling it dust. It's not dust. But these are the blocks that they make. This is concrete, brown concrete powder when it turns wet. So, like I said, you got to get these wet with a water source, just like that, and it'll turn into that. Block the flat colors. I honestly, you know, it's kind of funny. I don't really ever see myself using too many of these flat colors, but I want to go ahead and make this farm, just in case I ever do. And again, I had mentioned too, there's like a super easy way to let me just take that out. There's a super easy way to you know, get all these the concrete blocks and stuff. You just hold, there you go, just like that. You hold your left click button and your right click button at the same time, and it's like super easy farming. So that's like the easy way, the duh way to do it. But I'm gonna go ahead and still do this. So one thing we got to do is grab a few materials. So this is very sloppy redstone, but we're going to place these little bits down like so. Little bits. We're going to power a repeater, put it on like 3 ticks or so, I believe. I'll have to double check. And we want to get another repeater, or we want to have a space and then another repeater with some redstone going back into a piston that's placed on its side. So the idea is that we put down dust and it's going to automatically get pushed. So this is going to keep going all the way until it can push no longer. So right there, underneath all of these, we're going to have some other repeaters, or not repeaters, pistons. Pistons pushing upwards because as these travel onward, there's going to be a water source somewhere about right here that's going to turn these into the concrete blocks. So it's not too important that we get those down now, but maybe I should. Let me go ahead and put down some more of this because I realize that there's no point in explaining if a lot of it's not here. So I'll be right back. So something like this. Imagine there's going to be more pistons all on the wall. Probably about 12 or so high because that's as far as pistons can push. So, you know, this is just going to make like a giant cube of whatever concrete powder we feed it. Also, there'll probably be some sort of auto feeder to give the player, me, some powder, concrete powder, so I can keep right-clicking and putting stuff down. Let's see. Now, the other thing that has to happen is as the concrete powder moves along over here, it has to get detected that when the final piece is put right here, that all of it gets pushed up, and then that will send a signal into all of the pistons right here. So to do that, we're going to use observer blocks. Wrong way. Observer blocks, like so. Clear out a little bit of space right here. Now, the redstone in this corner is going to get wicked sloppy. But it works, and that's all that matters to me. So let's see. I think I need a regular piston. I'm going to put that down right there, and I need some sort of sand. Anything that's susceptible to gravity, pretty much. We're going to go ahead and get some redstone dust and put it down like so. Now, what this should do is send the proper signal, and it's not going to keep constantly firing from the piston being activated. So let's go ahead and break this torch. Now, the thing about this repeater here, it doesn't have to be there. But if it's not there, if there's not like this really big delay, these can actually get stuck and just not even form at all. That might sound confusing, but it'll make more sense once it all starts to happen. Do I have any? I don't. I'll be right back. Okay, to make sure that the water flows here and not this way, we're gonna give that like the only option for it to go, and we could take these out and everything should be fine. Now, it's kind of sloppy to just have the water flowing right there, but this is gonna be how it works. There's not much room for it to go anywhere else. I can't go back here because all that redstone. So let's go ahead and just break the torch and see if this works. Okay, so far so good. And this is what I mean. If this isn't here, the sand's going to fall too quickly and the piston won't be able to keep up, and a lot of the dust is just going to like poof out. So it's very important that there's like a really big delay. And I noticed that these pistons didn't go off. I think that's because we need to have some sort of repeater right here so the pulse will actually make it all the way across. So it's something that's very easily fixable. Let's go ahead and just put that down right there and reset it up. But you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and build a lot more of this, and hopefully I can get the rest of it all wired up perfectly. Okay guys, it looks like we're all done, and I gotta say, that actually went by pretty quick. I was surprised, because I remember I had like a really hard time like putting all these pieces together in creative. I remember like on the first day the snapshot was released, I was looking on Reddit on other people's designs, and a lot of them were very convoluted. Same principle, you know, just push everything into a giant block. But just, I don't know, I feel like they were a lot more crazy. But anyways, it uses a lot of observer blocks too, and that is something that I'm very happy about, because I learned how these are like, they're like supposed to be used and stuff, or maybe not supposed to be used, but a way to use them, which is a way that I've been trying to figure out how to manage and everything. But like I think I had said this. A single block, like, it'll only send one pulse. A problem I'd always have with observer blocks, and that would make me like never want to use them, is that they would always turn into clocks, and I never wanted them to be clocks. I always want them to do like a single thing, you know. And by that I mean something like this: how I wanted to use observer blocks to observe every time there was concrete powder put down, you know. So I would try to set something simple up like this, but then that would happen, and I could never figure out a way around that. And the falling concrete, powder, dust, sand, gravel, whatever block you want to use, that totally solves the problem. I use it all over the place here too, and you can kind of get an idea of how this works. Let's go ahead and how are we going to do this? Okay, just like this. We're going to go ahead and break this. It's going to be kind of noisy. Alright, there it goes. It's slowly pushing everything over. Now, as it does it, I guess I can kind of explain how this is going to work. There might be a little bit of choppiness because a lot of redstone's happening. That's going to get to the end. You guys saw that happen. And basically, every time this fills up, it's going to keep pushing. It's going to keep pushing until there's like a whole wall of concrete powder all the way at the very top. And you can see that very top observer block, as soon as there is some concrete, that's going to make it all the way to the top. There you go. It gets all pushed across. Now, it might be kind of it might be kind of like super laggy when that happens, and I totally saw that, and you're not wrong. But basically, yeah, it's going to just keep repeating that, and it's going to push again. Then it's going to be this observer, right? Actually, do these even need to be here? Because if that keeps getting triggered, then it'll just push it all again. These are gonna... Yeah, I don't think these need to be here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the whole setup. The idea is that, you know, you could set up some sort of auto dispensing system to like constantly feed you however much concrete powder you want to convert into concrete, and then you would just stand here and right click. And what's great about this is like you can just hold down right click button, put up like something weighted on your mouse, and walk away for the day and wait for all of it to get converted, you know. And the delay on here too makes it so it'll never like double fall two pieces like here. You'll see how terrible this can get with a demonstration. Oh, because this is delayed too. See? That's exactly what happens. It gets stuck. There we go. I was waiting for it to happen, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'm dumb. But no, it happens. But anyways, yeah, guys, that's going to be it for the building part. I'm going to go ahead, go grab some blocks, try to figure out how we're going to decorate this place. I want to make sure it's well lit, but we got to keep pretty much the whole middle part empty, because that's going to be where the concrete piles up. I'll be back, guys. Sorry, it's been a really long time since I've recorded. Yeah, I'll be back, guys. Any second. Oh, there you go, guys. That's pretty much how it's gonna work. I went ahead and I took out the observer blocks that were on the side because they didn't need to be there. I think putting the observer blocks there were part of another design that I was kind of playing with that I saw somebody else do. But for the most part, this is going to be all we really need. Now I went ahead and I put down some blocks. Not really sure how I feel about these. We got some spruce going all the way up to the ceiling. I think I'm going to lower those down by one more, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe lower the arches by one more block because I do want to add like a layer of something for a ceiling. And I was thinking... in the back of all of these, like right here where there's stone, we could put different colors of concrete, since this is, you know, going to be where we farm up our concrete. Also, I wanted to put a small little storage spot for us to store some concrete, because there's not really much room over at the main base, and like I had said, I don't really plan on using this stuff. Not too much. I mean, just look at how bright it is, you know? Like, it's a great color. It's a great new block. I'm very happy it exists. It's like the hardened clay colors, how they should be, but except not, because the hardened clay colors are, you know, different on purpose. What am I saying? I don't know. These are a good block, and I'm glad they exist, but I feel like I'm not going to be using them as much as... say the blocks that already exist, or even the powders. The powders for these are super cool, and I'm really looking forward to using those. But yeah, I just went ahead and I farmed up a bunch. I think we're gonna look and see how these will look as part of the wall, but I did want to, you know, just pop in and show you guys again how the farm will work, especially when there's like a big clump of colors like this already going. And I wanted to throw down my ideas that I have. So let me go ahead and mine this down. It's going to take a while. You can't insta-mine these. And I'm going to put them down, and hopefully they're going to look good. Maybe we might stick to just a couple colors. I have a feeling I'm going to have to farm up Amora. Amora? That's a Pokemon, I think. I'm going to have to farm up a bit more of a specific color. But let me go ahead and do that. I'll be right back yet again. Alrighty, guys. So I think I'm pretty much done with what I want to do today for the whole decorating thing. I'm kind of having some mixed feelings about this. I really like it if this is going to be all we do. But there's still more I want to add to this, so it might not look the best, but here we go. Yeah! I just went ahead and went with like 4 different colors. The primaries and green. And... even though they're just like big flat walls, I know there's no light up there. I wanna still add light. Even though they're just big flat walls of color, I actually really like how these look, because they go from, you know, light to dark, and I know that once we add lights up there too, it's not going to have the same effect, but you know, other than that, I think it actually looks okay. I'm still unsure about the spruce and even the oak wood floor. I just feel like it's a lot of the same texture, you know, but I don't really know what else to do, and I'm kind of I want to take a break from this place, and I don't want to just finish it for the sake of finishing, but yeah, everything is pretty much all cleaned up already. This spot is where you drop, you know, your sand. I plugged up the hole that was there. Cool. Everything else is pretty good too. I think it's going to be important that we add light to the ceiling for in case we ever add, you know, or have this thing just sticking out, giant block of concrete. Nothing will spawn on top of it, but everything else is pretty good. Nothing will spawn up here. The floor is lit up well enough. I think it actually came out pretty cool, and I'm glad. But anyways, guys, I do think that is going to be it for this episode. I think it might be a little bit of a short one, but who knows? We got a big project done. Guys, let me know what you think of it. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Oh, bye-bye.